Likkutei Tzaf, page Yud Zayin, first column, Eis Beis, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines into the paragraph. The Rebbe is explaining that the concept of Kriyas Yamsuf was splitting it into the 12 partitions because Yam usually conceals between Atzilus and Bria, and the Shvatim are Bria. So therefore, when Kriyas Yamsuf, Yam became Yabasha, which means that the level of Bria was elevated to Atzilus. Atzilus was revealed in Bria, and therefore it was a Gilui. So now he's explaining that happened by Kriyas Yamsuf. By Kriyas Yamsuf was a preparation for Matan Torah. Okay? So he says that, why? Because the Ikar Inyan of mitzvahs, the primary purpose of mitzvahs is to bring down Atzilus into Bria, because to elevate the Kedusha, to bring it down. By day ha-mitzvahs through the mitzvah, which are Amachivam de Malko, Mamshichim Gilu Yichud Al Yishav Atzilus. You revealed the level of Atzilus, like we discussed at the end of yesterday's class, that the Yichud that you accomplish through mitzvahs, just like a male-female individually cannot reproduce, there has to be a unity between male and female. The same thing in the Sfiras. Zohar and Malchus itself can't reproduce unless if you unite them. And you do a mitzvah, l'shem yichud kushubir shchinta, you actually unite them. So he says, therefore, as a preparation for Matan Torah, which is the revelation of Atzilus in Biyah, there had to be Kriyas Yamsuf, which basically means the partition is removed between Atzilus and Bria, and Biyah, and therefore Atzilus is revealed in Biyah.
So it was the L'Shem Yichud?
Right, yeah, but the initial L'Shem Yichud that happened, the L'Shem Yichud of Matan Torah that happened.
So Kriyat Yamsuf is synonymous with Matan Torah?
No, it's a preparation for Matan Torah.
It's a prerequisite.
Prerequisite for Matan Torah.
And now only mitzvot can do that.
Correct. Except we'll learn when Mashiach comes, the splitting of that river is a different level, a greater level. So he says, which is the B'kiyas apartment, which is between Atzilus and B'rat Shebnei Yisrael, Hochi B'Yabosh B'tzei Chayam. V'idei Zahal Yochel Yisachar Kach Kabbalah Satera, Shemei Atzilus Yom Shechagil B'Biyah. Okay? So understanding, because mitzvahs means the revelation of Atzilus and Bria, so therefore, where did Yidden had that koyach from? From Matan Torah, but the preparation for Matan Torah, prerequisite, the introduction, whatever, is Kriyas Yamsuf. V'inei, V'inei inyan Matan Torah, ayem la'aseisim. The whole inyan of Matan Torah is the fulfillment of mitzvahs. It's not the reward. It's the doing of the mitzvahs. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam. U'lemach l'kabel scharim, and like the Gemara says, hayem la'aseisim. Today you have to do the mitzvahs, and tomorrow you get the reward. When Mashiach comes, you can't do mitzvahs anymore. What is the schar? The schar of mitzvahs, again, in a spiritual sense, the reward of mitzvahs is not another steak or another chocolate, vanilla, Neapolitan ice cream, like he mentioned yesterday. The schar of mitzvah is that the neshama basks in godliness. That's the reward of Gan Eden. What's the reward in Gan Eden? Gan Eden is that the neshama is synonymous of Shechina, right? So he says, and the pasuk Yishakeinim Neshikas Piyut, that's the level of Mashiach. Shenama, that it says in the Yaskal Avdi, it refers to Mashiach. My servant will understand. Yodem V'Nisa. Yodem V'Nisa means he'll be elevated and picked up, and the Medrash says that's Avram and Yitzchak, until it says Gavaya Ma'ed, which is the level of Adam, Shayamayla Mebchinas Adam Adishin Mebchinas Moshe Rabbeinu Olav Shalom. Okay? In other words, the level of Mashiach is a level, the pasuk says, Ram v'Nisa Gavaya Ma'id. So what does that mean? Ram v'Nisa is greater than Avram and Yitzchak. He's even greater than Ma'id. That Ma'id is the letters Adam. He's even greater than Adam Rishon. He's even greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Mashiach is the ultimate revelation of godliness in the world. And by the way, the concept of Mashiach, the concept of Mashiach is really the revelation of the highest possible form of godliness in Gashmias. So therefore, for that, Gabi Meishev Shirus, what's interesting, Mashiach is going to be, as the Rambam says, he's going to teach everybody Torah, and at the same time he'll be Melech HaMashiach. So he'll have the Maila of Melech and the Maila of Rav. No, one second, I skipped something here. Yeah. Now the question is like this. How can Moshe Rabbeinu reach that level to handle even Moshe Rabbeinu had a hard time handling 600,000 Jews, right? He complained to Hashem a few times. You know, what do you want? And all they do is complain. He says, L'cheira, Mashiach is going to run 600,000 Jews, plus infinite more, because it's going to be Tchias HaMesim. And not only that, Tchias HaMesim Yukun Gam Moshe Rabbeinu. Kam kol ha'gdelim shekvar yedim es kol ha'teira kula. So l'cheira, what's Mashiach going to accomplish over Moshe Rabbeinu? Over all the leaders, Rabbi Akiva, what's Mashiach going to accomplish above and beyond them? He says very simple. He says like this. What's the uniqueness of Moshe Rabbeinu? Uniqueness, of Mashiach. Moshe Rabbeinu taught primarily the revealed part of Torah. Right? All the revealed parts of Torah. The secrets of Torah were concealed. And even that he taught until Mashiach's coming is only a taste of the Torah of Mashiach. Right. And therefore the Pasuk says, Torah Chadashim Iti Teitzei. There's going to be a new level of, not God forbid, a new Torah. As Siddur says, the expression Matan Torah, second time is not going to happen. But what Mashiach is going to do, he's going to teach Pnimius HaTorah, not the taste of Torah. Siddur now is a taste, but it's not. It's only a taste. It's not the whole. It's a taste versus the whole thing.
Rabbi, did the Jews, when they received Matan Torah, did they receive Zohar and Kabbalah too?
It was given in Matan Torah, not everybody digested it.
But they were given.
Everything was given in Matan Torah. Like I just said, Matan Torah the second time is not going to happen. But it wasn't revealed. Even that which was revealed is only a minute taste of it. Mashiach comes is going to be the ultimate revelation of it. Therefore, to get that level of Kedusha, just a Kriyas Yamsuf was a preparation for Matan Torah, right? Because Matan Torah is bringing the Kedusha from Atzilus into Brias. So he said, what's the preparation for the revelation of Pnimius HaTorah? Tzarech liyas tchila Kriyas Yamsuf. Kedei lizgal is Pnimius HaTorah losid lavei. It has to be tzarech yodel ala nohar. He has to put his hand over the Nahar. Now, which river are we talking about? Bunar Pros. Like it says in the Pasuk, Vanor Ravi. Who Pros, Vamer Azal, and the Gemara says in the last parak of Brachas, Rafnun Hayamid Beis. The Mikad, I know Bechinas Nor, Yates and Me'eden is the level of Bina. Which Hamshach comes from Machshava, which is above Dibor, and therefore Nor is called Machshava, Ein Enochav, Sheketex, and Hashem Chestamid. It says like this. What's the difference between a Nahar and a Yam? Yam, he said, is the level of Bina and Malchus. Because in the Yud Ke Vav Ke, remember, Yud is Chachma, Hey is Bina, Vav is the Midas, and Hey is Malchus. So Malchus and Bina are interconnected. Okay, until now, the Alter Rebbe explained that the Yam Suf is the concealment, the level of Malchus, and Kriyas Yam Suf means Malchus is opened up. Nahar is even a lot higher level than Yam Suf. Why? Nahar, the Alter Rebbe is explaining, is a level of Machshava. Because a river, what's the definition of a river? That it flows. Huh? No, but a river flows by definition. A lake doesn't flow. An ocean doesn't flow. A river, there's a current in a river. Okay, you have waves in the ocean, but it's not like the flow of a river. So Chassidus explains that's the level of machshava. Why? Because you can never stop thinking. Machshava is constantly moving. So just like Kriyas Yamsuf was the breaking, the splitting of Malchus, which is Dibur and Malchus, La'asad Lavi, the parting of Nar Pras is a parting of Machshava, which is even a higher level. The Pnimius HaTeira. What's the difference between thought and speech? Speech is revealed, thought is hidden. So if you're talking about the revelation, revealed part of Torah, it's called speech. The hidden part of Torah is called thought. So as a preparation for Matan Torah, there had to be the splitting of Malchus. Preparation for Mashiach's Torah had to be the splitting of Machshava.
Is it the same thing as splitting of Seichel?
Yes, of Chachma.
You also told us that when
Rabbi
the sea
Shusterman,
is
what does
split,
that mean?
1 second.
the sea is split, all the unknown become known.
Correct.
So with the Nahar, what unknown, what else is unknown?
Well, he's not done yet. He just says the Machshava, the level of Nahar is split, which is a deeper level of the splitting of Pnimius, because Nahar is Pnimius versus Yam, which is Malchus, V'ubchinas Bina, Shi Machshava, Shalamayl Miyadibur, which is a level of Bina, which is higher than Dibur. Therefore, Nahar is called Machshava Noch V'Shekadin Sheches Tamid. V'alkein Nikra Nahar. Therefore, it's called Nahar, meaning Shenim Shech Tamid, because Nahar comes to the word about Mashiach. The pasuk says, "V'naharu elav kol hagoyim." All the nations are going to flow to him. So, they're going to come to him. It means that's the word Nahar. Nahar means flowing. Masha'en kenayam nikra mikvei mayim. But an ocean is called a gathering of water. Gathering, by definition, means it stays in the same place. A river never stays in the same place. The interesting halacha. The question is, if I'm drinking from a river, yeah, and I make a bracha here, but by the time I finish the bracha, that water that I made a bracha on is already downstream somewhere. The halacha discusses because the river is in front of you, whatever. But the difference between Nahar and Yam is a gathering of water. Mikvei amayim. Nahar refers to flowing.
Did the Nahar also split at the time that...
No. Well, it says, in the Medrash it says, all at the time of Kriyas Yamsuf, all the waters in the world split except Nahar Pras. That's what the Medrash says.
You cannot step in the river twice.
No, I'm just saying that it says that by Kriyas Yamsuf, all the waters in the world come, Mayim Sheba Elam, all the waters in the world split. Except Nahar Pras. Why? Because that Mashiach is going to do. That's uniquely Mashiach. Because Nahar Yetzim Eden, the river that went out of Eden, split into 4, right? Beginning of Chumash. And one Venara Revihu Pras. So the 4th river is a level of Pras. That Mashiach is going to split.
Like we said before, that the water keeps going, say that you cannot step in the river twice. You step once, the river goes, you step twice, it's a different river.
Not a different river, a different water of the same river.
Right, different
It's
water.
the same river.
Same river, different water.
That's Mayim Chaim.
No, Mayim Chaim is well water.
Rabbi, just like the Neshama has 3 Levushim, does Hashem have 3 Levushim?
You ever learn Tanya?
Yeah.
did the Alter Rebbe say? That the neshama has 10 midas, 10 spheres corresponding with the 10 spheres Solyenis, and he says Machshava Dibur Maisa. Hashem created the world with Dibur. Shabbos he creates the world with Maisa, with Machshava. Of course, in Elokus, there's in every world. Not only that, Machshava Dibur Maisa is Bri Yitzir and Asiyah. Atzilus is higher than Machshava. But Bri Yitzir and Asiyah is Machshava Dibur, Bri Yitzir and Asiyah. So of course, the L'mayla there's Machshava Dibur and Maisa. If Hashem stopped creating the world on Shabbos, right? So how does the world exist? Because he created during the week with Dibur. He stopped speaking. And therefore he only created with Machshava. Therefore the world is on a higher level of Pnimius than it is in and during the week.
You just said Machshava is Chochma. You told Daniel before Machshava is Chochma.
Yeah.
Machshava is in the bush, no?
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused. He's not a division of Satan.
Dibur.
You went to PhD there.
No.
Every levush is connected to a particular sfira. Machshava is Machshava. Seichel. Machshava is Chochma. Dibur is Bina. Because again, Bina and Malchus are the same thing. If you want to understand something, how do you do it? Do you speak or to think it?
To tell you, if I speak it, I understand better.
What do you think? You're unique? Why does the bar to bum? Why does Torah have to be spoken?
Because you understand it better.
Why? The whole Ranat, the whole Hemshch of the Rebbe Rashab of Ranat asked the question: if Machshava is higher than Dibur, why do you understand things better with Dibur than with Machshava? So what's the answer? Because Dibur in the source is higher than Machshava. So when you speak and you reveal the source, that is higher than the level of Dibur. So then, it's higher than the level of Machshava, and therefore when you speak something, you understand it infinitely better than when you don't speak it. That's why in Torah it's very unique. It's very interesting. In a secular world, if you want to study, you go to the library, where you're not allowed to cough, you're not allowed to sneeze, you're definitely not allowed to talk, right? Because you're disturbing the people. From what? From daydreaming. In yeshiva, if you walk into a yeshiva and the room is quiet, not one person is learning. You have to scream. They're sitting next to each other and they're screaming at each other. Nobody screams, shh. If they're quiet, the mashgiach comes over and says, hey, what's going on? You're not learning. Because Torah has to be in Dibur. Why in Dibur? Because the Gemara says, if Torah is permeated in all your limbs, when is a person more animated? When is a person more, the whole body is involved, is more than when you speak, than when you think.
If I write it,
What?
If I write it, I understand it even more than speaking.
Because Maisa is lower than Dibur. So on the source, it's even higher. That's the Maila of Maisa. That's the Maila of Maisa over Dibur and Machshava.
But we learn a lot by being quiet in the library. 7 years I studied, and I learned a lot.
Can you imagine how much you would have known if you spoke it? You've known infinitely more if you would speak it. It's a physical phenomenon. It's not Kabbalah. When you speak something, you explain something, you understand it much better than if you just think it. That's
why I
fact.
don't stop talking.
Yeah, but the question is what you talk. In other words, nothing. I'm not talking to you now. If somebody speaks shtusim, shtuyot, okay, in our language it's called shtusim, so they understand the shtus better. They have a deeper comprehension of the shtus than if they only thought it. Maybe.
Rav is based.
So it depends what you speak. Get it? I don't talking Amir, I'm talking to myself. By the way, the dibur of a person, the Torah said, "V'dibarta bum." Bum is in Torah. In fact, there's an interesting Mefarshim say that bum, v'dibarta bum, right? You should speak in them in Torah. Bum is Beis Mem. Beis is Bereshis Bar Likim, the first pasuk in Chumash, and Mem is Meimase Kernes Shema, the first letter of Mishnayos. The Mishnayos begins with Meimase with Mem. Right. And that's why Torah is given in 40 days. And another interesting thing is, Mishnayos begins with a Mem, Me'emasai. The last word of the entire Mishnah is Hashem Yevarech Esamei Basholem, which is a final Mem, the Shlos Mem. Yes? Mem, you have, like remember Aleph, we said Aleph Lamed Pei, Beis is written out Beis Yitzov, the Milui of the letter, Gimel is Gimel Yud Mem Lamed, right? How do you write out Mem? Mem. Now, but when you write Mem, the first Mem is the revealed Mem, the beginning of a letter, of a word, and the final Mem, at the end of the word, is the Shlos Mem, right? So Chassidus explains the two Mems represent revealed Torah and hidden Torah. Therefore, there's a pasuk in Yeshaya about Mashiach, it's a unique pasuk, that says, Lemar b'hamisra, and the Mem of Marba, which is the first letter of the word, is a final Mem, Shlos Mem, which refers to Pnimis HaTorah. So, the Dibarta Bam is number one, Bereshis Bar Likim, Meimase Kernes Shema, but in Torah, oral Torah itself, you have the Pnimis HaTorah, the secrets of Torah, which is the final, the Shlos Mem, which is the Mem which is not seen openly. When you have the letter Mem, what do you see openly? The Mem. The Milui, the second Mem, is hidden, right? Like Aleph. You see the letter Aleph, but it's really Aleph Lamed Pei, if you write out the letter Aleph. So Mem refers to the hidden Torah. So La'atzid Lavai, when there's going to be the Gili of Pnimis HaTorah, so therefore, just say Kriyas Yamsuf was the Hachana for Matan Torah, to break the barrier between Atzilus and Bria. In Malchus split, Yam is Malchus. So Malchus split, so before Mashiach comes, there has to be a split in Nahar, which is a level of Machshava. Because Machshava is, you don't see thought. Thought is hidden. That refers to the hidden Torah. But there had to be a split to reveal the hidden level of Torah.
Why does it have to be split? Why does it have to be?
Because when you split something, you reveal it.
You don't even
Why can't it be revealed? If we go above it, we will reveal everything. If we are above everything.
Yeah, but then it's not revealed. How do you reveal it? Reveal it when you split something open. Let me ask you a question. An atom has nuclear power in it?
Yes.
Yeah? If you don't split it, nothing's going to happen. Even this guy will tell you. The official scientist, the official. Yeah? You have to split the atom. L'chaira, why can't the atom itself... If you,
that's in the physical level.
but then why is it like that in the... Oh my God. Why is it like that in the physical?
Because in the Shamayim is the same way.
Why is it like that in the physical world? Because in Ruchnius it's like that. You can't say because... If it's like that in the physical world, it's because in the Ruchnius. What's the atom? The atom is the essence of the object. Is the atom.
Yes.
That atom
As order.
has to split. There has to be Kriyas Yamta preparation for Matan Torah, and B'Kriyas Hanar of Nar Paras, which is the fourth level.
They said we don't fully understand it in our own thoughts unless we express it and we hear the echo of it from others.
Thank you.
You understand it much better when you verbalize it.
And get a response to what you do.
You know when a teacher teaches something, any subject, the teacher, just by teaching it, understands it better than when they prepared it in thought.
That's right.
Okay. One of the reasons Talmidei Yosef Mikulam, besides the fact that the students ask questions and so on and so forth, but another aspect of it is when you're teaching, it's automatically understand it better.
You know, in Japanese culture, there's no such a term as a teacher. You always learn. In university, supposedly,
What's
they're
a
all students, they're all learning.
What's a scholar called in Torah? Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham. So it says, why isn't he just called a Chacham? Because in order to be a Chacham, Leimid Mikol Adam, you have to always realize you're a Talmud, you're always learning.
So you're learning right now, Rabbi?
Of course I'm learning now.
Rabbi, you're saying that in order to reveal the real
Essence,
of something, it has to be breakage,
split.
split. So without suffering, therefore we can never get that. Is that true? So the fact that there is suffering in the world, there is a Holocaust, all these things, because we need to get to the essence of things. Can we say that? Or is it?
You can answer your own question. You can answer your own question. Did God want the Holocaust to happen?
Yes.
Did he do it?
Yes.
Okay. Is anything Hashem does good?
Yes.
Therefore, is the Holocaust good?
Not in my mind.
Not in your mind. Because we are very limited.
Yes.
From Hashem's perspective,
It is good.
is it good?
Yes.
If not, Hashem wouldn't do it. Hashem is the essence of good.
Obviously, yes.
Okay, just because you and I, or they say in yeshiva, me and you, don't understand it, doesn't mean it's wrong.
But can we make a statement that the suffering is a necessity?
Only when Hashem does the suffering to us, a person is not allowed to cause himself to suffer. It's halachically, biblically forbidden. Tsar b'alei chayim. Even torturing an animal, making an animal suffer is biblical. A person suffering is definitely biblical. So there's a difference. As the Rabbi explains in the Gersa Tshuva, as Yav Hashem Yechiach, that's when Hashem does it to you. But it has to come from a Maila. And therefore the proper attitude of a Jew, easier said than done obviously, is when God forbid something bad happens, what is the good in it? For me to find out. It is good. That's a religious Jew, a frum Jew, attitude is like this. Whatever happens in the world is really good, even when bad happens. Now, Torah comes along and says like this. When God forbid bad happens to somebody else, you're supposed to scream at Hashem, and this is what Hashem wants. Why are you doing it to them? They don't deserve it, and you shouldn't be doing it to them. That's what Hashem wants. But when God forbid it happens to a person themselves, the hashkafa of a frum Jew is, it's good. Thank you, Hashem. Let me find the good in it.
Easier said than done.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Not easier said than done, impossible.